Hello, folks. Before I do an update on the dinosaur soft tissue project, I want to just take a moment here in honor of Earth Day and in honor of Alec Baldwin saying a few hours ago that climate change deniers like myself are mentally ill, and to wish you a happy Earth Day. Here are some predictions made by the illustrious Al Gore, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on An Inconvenient Truth. You can see Gore's prediction of the rise of global sea level by the year 2000, and then of course Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a little more reasonable, and then the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a little more reasonable still, and then finally the actual data that are shown at the bottom of the graph. And so, once again, the inconvenient facts and inconvenient truths are that climate change advocates are whacked out of their minds. They don't know what they're talking about. Their science is not even science because it's non-falsifiable. It's based on models and not actual observation. And I'd like to show you another graph, and this, of course, has to do with Arctic sea ice extent. And here are 7 years worth of recorded data that show a wonderful trend that occurs over and over and over again. And this is actual hard data, folks. These are actual hard data that show through observation that this is a cyclical trend. And so before we get all worked up about climate change, oh yes, and the actual climate change pronouncements by climate change scientists over the years, here's a brief recap. Now these are actual statements. In 1970, we'll all be in an ice age by 2000. In 76, global cooling will cause a world war by 2000. 1989, global warming and rising sea levels will wipe entire nations off the map by 2000. This is what they actually said, folks. 1990, they said, we have 5 to 10 years to save the rainforest. And then in 99, the Himalayan glaciers will be gone in 10 years. In 2000, snow will soon be a thing of the past. Tell that to the people in the Northeast. 2007, global warming will cause fewer hurricanes. I'm having trouble reading this with my glasses. 2008, the Arctic will be ice-free by 2010, I think it says. I can't see. 2012, they said global warming will cause more hurricanes. And then in 2014, the science is settled. It's settled. And so you climate deniers need to stop, having your mental illness, and you need to be reprogrammed. You need to go to a reprogramming center. Am I getting way off course here? Yeah, I guess I am. But again, hey, it's Earth Day. So happy Earth Day. I just wanted to point out to you what these people really think. And now on to my thank you. Thank you again for all your support for the Dinosaur Soft Cell and Soft Tissue Project. We are making some progress, although it's been kind of slow the last couple of weeks. I did want to give you an update, and I also wanted to thank some folks who donated to the GoFundMe website. But I just wanted to show you my calendar over the last couple of weeks, here early April into mid-April, and you can see all these straight red lines in here. Each one of these straight red lines represents one of the migraine-like attacks that I have to my face and head. I don't know if I've made it clear, maybe I haven't, but I was diagnosed with an unusual neurological condition recently that delivers really whopping migraine-like pains, but to the front of my head. And so each one of these lines represents an attack, which alone can set me back for about an hour. And you can see when I got to the 14th of April, I just crossed the whole thing in because it was really a horrible day. So I would appreciate your prayers. I don't know why I have this condition. It's rare, and it's extremely debilitating, but I am on meds. And one of the things I had to do after this large attack on the 14th was up my meds. And my meds make me pretty loopy, pretty woozy. So I'm praying that I can titrate the meds and get back under control with this condition. and get pushing on with the work. There's a lot of work to be done, and we have a lot of specimens that we brought back from the Hell Creek Formation recently. So I'm kind of being honest and open here about my situation and asking for your prayers, and I do appreciate your support. But since my last report to you, a couple of folks have donated to the GoFundMe website, which you see on the screen. Mike Wilson contributed money, and also Kevin Phillips contributed money. And I just want to thank you folks personally, because these funds help me do the work of discovering these soft tissues in these dinosaur bones and getting it published. I've got a couple of papers in press right now. I would ask for your prayer support for those so that I may continue to publish and present in secular arenas, which I think is very important. This kind of basic research is not being done by any other creationists in the world. In fact, my lab is the only real laboratory dedicated to basic research on soft tissue and dinosaur bones, and so I'm committed to doing this work as long as I'm able, as long as the Lord gives me strength and helps me to overcome these debilitating things that I'm facing. But you guys are partners with me, and I appreciate your support very much. So thank you. God bless you. Keep praying for the work, and keep using this work to reach out to folks, because this is a game changer. This is a game changer for people who are on the fence about Jesus Christ. Maybe they want to make a decision for Christ, but you know, science has disproven the Bible in their minds, and you can cut right through that with this soft tissue and dinosaur bones. You can get right to the gospel in about 60 seconds after telling them that bones that are supposed to be 65, 75, 85, 100 million years old are showing soft tissues that have not fossilized and they've not decayed. Therefore, they must be young. There's no known mechanism by which these soft tissues can remain in the fossil record that we find them. They're not fossilized. So use this information, share it. Thank you for your support, and please pray for the work. God bless you. I certainly want to acknowledge the wonderful work of Piers Corbin of the United Kingdom, a scientist who has correlated solar wind, solar particle speed, the interaction of the magnetic fields of the sun and the earth, and also the moon, in predicting weather outcomes here on Earth. He's predicting temperatures very accurately and weather phenomena all over the globe, but particularly in the UK, using these measurable scientific data. He says this has nothing to do with carbon dioxide or human involvement. So I suggest you go to his website, weatheraction.com. Thanks, Piers.